Okay, so welcome everybody to our Wednesday health chat. We haven't done one of these in about a month, so I'm glad to be back. And tonight we're going to talk about a very important topic. And, overall health for people is very important. But as you probably know, in the month of October, it is, Women's Nutrition Month, Women's Health Month, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, things about women's health, which are really important. So I thought before the month closed out tomorrow, I wanted to share some information on women's health. We'll address, I talk fast. We're just going to kind of buzz through the different stages of a woman's life and the different nutritional needs. We'll address things like stress and exercise and smart supplementation. And I'm going to talk about some things with Shaklee that can kind of fill in some of those gaps in the supplementation piece, and, energy, mood, all these different things, hormones. There's so much to cover in a short period of time, and I'm going to try to keep this as concise as possible. But of course, if you wanted more information on anything that we talked about tonight, please feel free to reach out to me or the person that invited you either to tonight or to the recording if you're listening later. We will have some time-sensitive specials and different things on that for people that are interested. That will end tomorrow, which is October 31st. We are in 2019, for those of you watching the recording maybe much later. But I have the slides up, so we're going to buzz through these. These are slides that Shaklee Corporation has put together. And for those of you who are not familiar, Shaklee is a company that I'm personally partnered with, but this is an overall health chat on different, we're not just going to talk about the supplementation piece. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that as we go. So we're going to start off just talking about the different stages of a woman's life, and we will go from, young adults, women on the go, healthy aging, menopause, healthy aging, and, each stage we have different nutritional needs. Some of them do overlap, but there are some differences. So, starting out with young women, and, this might be you, this might be somebody in your life, a relative or a friend or a friend's, daughter or granddaughter. And this is, we're talking about teenage years to late 20s. And these are really important years for establishing a foundation. And I know that when I was this age, which I'm not anymore, but when I was, I wasn't necessarily thinking at that time about how important some of the things we're going to talk about tonight are. And so, it's really, I wish that I was more than I was, but I think, that might be kind of typical for that age. And, you're feeling good. You can function on very little sleep and things like that when you're in your 20s, and maybe not eat the healthiest and still maybe stay at a healthy weight. But that changes as we go. So, developing healthy habits early on is really important. And, even for parents who have younger children, establishing these habits at home when kids are, elementary age and, around that time really can, kind of lay that foundation for later in life. At least we hope that. So, healthy lifestyle habits are really important, such as eating a well-balanced diet. Of course, we know these things, right? But it's kind of, good reminders. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, the whole food, nothing processed. I've heard different talks about Dr. Shaklee, who was he was a wonderful guy, scientist, biochemist. He was, he founded our company. He was a chiropractor into holistic medicine and holistic care for our bodies. And he would say, shop around the perimeter of the grocery store. Don't go into where all the, boxed and canned foods are that can stay in that form for months and years even. You want the stuff that's going to, not stay so good early on, because that is the fresh food. So looking for that, including calcium, really important, something I wasn't thinking of, when I was in my 20s and teenage years. Vitamin D, really important. That together for overall bone health, because bone loss does start at an early age. And again, often we don't think about that, but we're laying that foundation for later. Hydrate, with water instead of the sugary drinks. And now more and more people I see, my husband's a professor, so he works with this age group, and more and more kids are turning to like the energy drinks and the high intense caffeine drinks, which really, that can have some really detrimental effects on our health, sending people to ER and stuff. So you want to look at what you're putting in your body, both food-wise, but also liquids and drinks. And that includes alcohol and things like that. There's a lot of sugar in certain alcohols and things like that, and that might not be the best habit to start either. And then regular physical activity, which we're going to talk about, and that's a really, really important piece to this. at all ages. I forgot I'm not slides, I'm sliding tonight. So here we go. Women on the go. This is the age group of people in their 20s to 40s to about 40 years old. And, we want to be balancing with exercise, good nutrition, really, really critical at this active stage. Again, we might not be feeling the effects of what we're putting in our body until a little bit later. So it's important having these healthy habits. So, if you're planning on a family, prenatal vitamins are very important and looking for a good quality one. And there's a lot of junk on the market with folic acid, iodine before pregnancy is actually really essential. Of course, we can't always plan these things, but that's something to take into account if you are planning a family in the future, near future or distant future even. Multivitamins are really important, and they really fill in the gaps for the nutritional needs. And again, you want to look for something quality because there's not a lot of regulations, hardly any on dietary supplements on the market. So, going to something really, really inexpensive at, a drug food store or even a health food store that's expensive might not have active ingredients or actually break down in the body. So we'll talk about that as we go. Getting to and maintaining a healthy weight, very important. And that's really important as we age to stay that, at a healthy weight. Using weight-bearing exercises. It can just be light weights, things that are helping to build the bones and strengthen the bones. And of course, avoiding smoking, use of alcohol or alcohol in moderation. And then going into this next area of menopause, ages in the 40s to 50s, mid-50s. This can occur as early as the age of 40, as late as 55. And again, these healthy lifestyle habits, there's been some science and studies showing that, having soy, good quality non-GMO soy can help reduce the frequency and severity of hot flashes that some people might experience during this time. Increasing calcium and vitamin D, very, very important, and managing stress and sleep. And also getting to and maintaining a healthy weight, again, talking to your doctor about annual checkups and mammograms, and doing, again, those weight-bearing exercises, which are really important for bone strengthening and bone density. So these are just some things to think about. Quick story. Some of you know that I work with Joyce Hoffman, who is a mentor in our Shaklee organization. She's been with the company since the 60s. She is in her 80s, although you wouldn't be able to tell that seeing her and talking to her. And she had said that, when she went through this time period of her life, she never once experienced a hot flash. And she had been using the Shaklee, supplements and the protein, the soy protein, as a food supplement for decades. And she never experienced that, that a lot of women do. Okay, so healthy aging, ages 55 and beyond. So this is really, optimizing a woman's health during and after menopause. So some of the healthy lifestyle habits to think about, again, getting to and maintaining a healthy weight. If you're not already there in the stage, really working hard, and it is harder that I think the older we get, because metabolism and things like that change. That's why it's good to think about these things, early on in your life. But, maybe that's not you. Maybe you weren't thinking about those things and you're at a place in your life that you need to get to a healthy weight. And maybe you're in this age category. It's never too late to, rebuild health and to make healthy habits and change them for the good. And for long-term for you. So asking your doctor about a bone density test and checking vitamin D levels. This can be very important just to see where you're at. Omega-3 fatty acids, really important. You can get these from food, from fish. You want to look for, good quality fish that doesn't have the mercury and the heavy metals, but you also can get them from a good quality food supplement. And we'll talk about that a little bit. This is really important for heart health, along with other things like eye health and joints and things like that. Okay, increasing calcium and vitamin D, that's kind of a theme. Managing stress and sleep, and also the weight-bearing exercises like we've talked about. So women of all ages, a healthy diet, that's just really, really important. And I know we all know these things. Again, it's sometimes just a good reminder of what that might look like, and maybe just kind of making some little changes along the way. I know for me, if I, do some big drastic change, I may like, New Year's, everybody wants to make their New Year's resolution. That's going to be here before we know it. And most people fall off of those resolutions because they're making drastic changes. But if we're doing little steps every day to kind of get towards a bigger goal and not feeling like we have to do everything all in, just go on these crazy, exercise plans and things like that, that's not necessarily the best way to do it either. Kind of inching into things and rebuilding healthier lifestyle if you're not already there. So eating a variety of food, including 7+ servings of colorful fruits and vegetables. Juice does not count, guys, because there's often a lot of sugar there, and it's just not a great way. You want to have, the fiber and different things that comes in the whole foods, but a wide variety of color. That's really great. Especially the deep colors, like you see the deep purples and blues, blueberries and grapes and eggplant and things like that. That's where a lot of the antioxidants are. So, kind of having a range there and looking what's in season in your area. That's an easy way to get the really good produce. Getting plenty of whole grains, beans, legumes, choosing lean meats, fish, poultry, non-fat or low-fat dairy, and soy foods. Again, the non-GMO is real important. Selecting healthy fats, eating more omega-3 fatty acids and monosaturated fats like olive oil, nuts, seeds, avocado, things like that, and avoiding all trans fats and saturated fats as much as possible. So I know personally, and I'm sure you all can maybe relate in some way, that it's not easy to do that. It really isn't. And especially nowadays, even if you're eating, healthy for the American diet and even trying to buy things organically, which is very expensive in most areas of the country, it's not always possible. And we want to make sure that we're filling in the gaps and making sure what our body is getting what it needs at all stages of life. So making healthy food choices every single day can be really hard. And I'm going to talk about something that I personally take every day that helps to fill in the gaps. This is called Vitalizer, and you see pictured here the women's version and gold for people over the age of 50, and for the men in your life, we have a man's version as well. So this is really tailored to people of all ages, but here we're talking about women's health. It's backed by 12 clinical studies with the nutrients that your body needs to really create that foundation and filling in those gaps again for a longer, healthier life. It supports heart health, immune health, joint, bones, digestive, breast, reproductive health, and physical energy. And this came out of a study from 2007. We have a second part of that study that's in the process of being published right now, called a landmark study. And what they were looking at in the first part was people that were using Shaklee supplements for over 20 years. And they across the board were healthier with, all these things: heart health, immune health, bone health, all these different things. They were healthier, and they wanted to know what they were taking, and they were taking a lot of different things. So they created this easy, convenient strip of vitamins that really does fill in the gap. It's called Vitalizer, and in it you're getting your multivitamin, your vitamin Bs, which are really great for energy, for mood, for stress. A lot of women carry a lot of stress on our shoulders. B complex helps with that, anxiety, things like that. And vitamin C together in a sustained release capsule. And then we have what I call the CEO, carotenoids, vitamin E, and omegas. The carotenoids are like your fruits and vegetables. E is really important for circulation and for the women's health, like reproductive health. Omegas are really good for brain health and heart health and so many other things. So you get that along with the Optiflora probiotic, really great for digestive health and immune health and so many other things. And it actually gets everything in the system with our patented smart delivery, gets where it needs to be in the body for optimal absorption, about optimal digestion. It actually breaks down where it needs to be for the most benefit for you. So you can kind of see this. I'm not going to go through all the details. We'd be here a little bit too long tonight. But we certainly can get that to you if you're interested. Don't skip breakfast. I know so many people, I don't eat breakfast. I'm not a breakfast eater. I don't like breakfast. I'm not really hungry because maybe I was eating until 10 o'clock at night the night before. So maybe kind of cutting that back and cutting off food by 7 or 8 p.m. Or earlier after your dinner time. Try not to eat too late because our body needs time to digest that before we go to sleep. And that can add on weight if we're eating before bed, especially if we're picking unhealthy options before bed. It might not, help us to rest well at night as well. So don't skip breakfast. Eating a good breakfast will give you nutrition and energy. really is your fuel. So picking something, not just, the simple carbs or like the bagels and the cereals, but picking something good that's rich in protein and fiber. This will really fuel and energize your body. Drinking coffee doesn't count as breakfast, I'm sorry. And Life Shake, which is we're going to talk about next, can make a really easy, for me, easy, delicious, energizing meal on the go. So after my second son was born, I had two little boys. They're getting to be big, but my youngest is 9. And when he was born prematurely, this is when I turned to the Vitalizer Strip, something called Stress Relief Complex that I'm going to talk about in a little bit, which really helped me during those hospital stays and all the stuff that we went through there, and shakes on the go. We also have meal bars and snack bars on the go. And this was so important for me that I didn't even realize. It helped me to get my hormones and everything back into check, but it also gave me something easy back and forth from the hospital. The energy I got from this was like, I didn't know that I could have that kind of energy with everything going on in my life. And I've continued. That was 9 years ago. I have a shake for breakfast almost every single day, simply because I love it. It's easy. I can drink it as I'm dropping kids off at school. It's convenient. It tastes great. There's many different ways you can make it, different flavors. And you can see here, it's just a great option. We have protein for increased energy, 20 grams of ultra pure non-GMO plant-based protein. We have soy option, and we have this plant-based version. And then we have, it's powered by leucine, which is really important, keeping you for a healthy weight. That's what helped me to shed the pounds after having my children and maintain it for 9 years now. It helps you to build lean muscle mass, burn fat, and improve metabolism. Really important as we're aging. And then it also has a prebiotic fiber plus digestive system and for your enzymes that really help with this proprietary prebiotic, that comes from this ancient green blend. Plus, it helps with digestive enzymes to provide improved digestion, basically. So it's a really clean protein. You can go to a health food store or drug food store, and you can see all these different supplements and all these different proteins. And what do you choose? You want to make sure you find something with good science behind it that's clean and pure. And this, I will tell you, definitely is that. So, and stay tuned. We have something I'm going to talk about with our Prove It Challenge that has the Vitalizer and the shakes in it. We have a little special for y'all at the end too. So stay tuned on that. So women of all ages, we have, exercise. I've been talking about this a little bit, really, really important. And I always encourage people, if you're not exercising or don't like to exercise, then I will be very honest, it's not my favorite thing to do, but it's important. And I know that, and that's why I do it. And so you want to find something that, that you like. And you can start small. Again, you don't have to jump into running a marathon. You could start with walking if you're not doing anything, or maybe find a workout buddy or an accountability walking partner or somebody to go to the gym with, or doing something from home. There's plenty of online free videos and stuff that, doesn't take a lot of time and can just get your heart going and your body moving. So the benefits of exercise, of course, we know these things, right? Reducing the risk of heart disease, so important. And that is that is the number one killer for women. Heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers. That's some of the benefits of exercise. Helps to maintain and achieve a healthy weight, of course. May reduce the feeling of depression, anxiety. So if you're somebody, especially as we're heading into the darker days, a lot of times people get that seasonal affective disorder or area where they start to feel kind of gloom and doom because they're in the house and they're not getting as much sunshine. So getting out, exercising can really help with that. Building healthy bones, muscles, joints, flexibility, balance, all of these are benefits. So, what to do. Again, if you're not doing this, start smaller than this and build up to this. But 30 to 45 minutes per day of activity, preferably aerobic. I'd say start with 10 minutes if you're not doing that. Build up to 15 and 20, and have some goals. Keep track. Keep a little journal of what you're doing. Don't weigh yourself every day. If you're looking to lose weight, that's not a great way to do it. Maybe once a week, maybe once a month, maybe not at all. Just feel how your clothes are fitting differently, okay? 3 days per week for strength training. So just even some light weights, little dumbbells, you can get those really inexpensively, or even canned goods, doing that, just getting something going if you're not already is really important. So some of the weight-bearing activities, you can see here on the right side, we have a scan of normal bone and a bone with osteoporosis. And that's something that, many women are concerned about as we age. Again, we want to be looking at that in our 20s, but if you're past age 20, like I am, start today. Okay. So things that trigger bones to grow stronger. For most people, their bones reach maximum density between the age of 25 and 30. Exercise and a balanced diet can support bone health. You want to have those, the combination of nutrients working together to prevent bone loss, and specifically calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, vitamin D, protein. All of these things help with bones. Others are vitamin A, C, E, B, and also vitamin K, plus other minerals like zinc, copper, manganese, boron. Minerals, the vitamins, all very, very important. So we have a supplement that helps to fill in these gaps for bone health. This is called Osteomatrix, and it has been shown clinically to reduce the risk of osteoporosis. The ingredients in this supplement have been shown. So you get a specifically formulated blend of critical nutrients to help build bone density. You're getting, I'm not going to go through all the details, but you're getting all the things that I just mentioned. We also have a chewable version of this called CalMag that also is great for helping promote sleep. If you get any kind of reflux or indigestion, that's a great one to take after dinner. In fact, I like to take these calcium supplements in the evening because they do help to relax the blood vessels for sleep. Okay, so stress. This is one that a lot of people deal with, and it's really important to manage this. There's so many things that stress can lead to, sleep, all different health issues, heart issues, and the ways to manage them, making sure that you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If that means putting an alarm for going to bed, then do that. Turning off, your phone and your iPad and all of that, not looking at screens at least an hour before bedtime will have to help to relax your mind. Identify the stressors in your life and try to reduce those. Schedule personal relaxation time, meditation, prayer time, things like that. Good nutrition, that really, really helps. And exercising regularly. Also, some of these herbs that I'm going to talk about next, ashwagandha, L-theanine. These are found in one of my very favorite supplements that I talked about after my son was born prematurely. This was a lifesaver for me. It's called Stress Relief Complex. And I love it because it takes the edge off stress without making you tired. And it just and it works fast. And it works for all people, not just women, for men. And actually, some of you know I have a dog that has a lot of stress around thunderstorms. I give this to him and it helps with him. So it's really, really good. And it's a very safe and easy way. In fact, if you want to take it at bedtime, it can turn off your mind if you're one of those people that constantly goes through your to-do list. So it's a non-drowsy formula. It really, really helps with some of these key ingredients, some of these herbs to help to adapt to the body's ability to adapt to stress. Stress can elevate your body's cortisol, and continually high levels have been linked to long-term health impacts, heart issues, things like that. And it really is safe for everyday use. I use it as needed. I don't need it every day, but I know plenty of people who take it every day and benefit from that. And it's on sale this month, so stay tuned on that. As is this one, GLA. This is another favorite of mine. This really helps to balance hormones for women, and it can be helpful for maintaining well-being during the menstrual cycle. It has GLA, which is gamma linolenic acid, which our bodies use to form prostaglandins that help regulate the normal bodily processes. I have a friend who's a certified nutritionist, and she was talking about this on a call the other day, and how if women are having issues with PMS, cramping and things like that, a lot of that has to do with the clotting, that, clots being passed and the lining of your uterus being shed. And so this supplement actually helps to break that up and makes a lot of that disappear or lessen that for women. So vitamin E is also in this to help protect the arterial walls. It also helps to support the immune system and maintain cell integrity. This is a really great one. If you have any women in your life that deal with any of these issues I'm talking about, this one is one to try. And it's also on sale through tomorrow. As is this one, Menopause Balance Complex. So this helps to improve hormonal balance. It really is, it's a plant-based supplement, and it has some herbs in it that really helps with, hot flashes and mood swings and promoting restful sleep for women going through, perimenopause, menopause. It's got phytoestrogens that help promote heart, bone, and breast health. Sorry, I have a dog behind me and I heard her chewing on something, and she doesn't have a toy in here. She's chewing on her foot. I guess that's okay. Make sure she's not chewing on something she shouldn't be. Okay, so this is a really, really great one. So if you have anybody in your life, you or somebody else that you know, this one is also on sale through tomorrow. And it's a great supplement. Holy shit. Sorry. Okay. sure she's not getting in trouble. Okay, so stages, Shackley has solutions for all stages of a woman's life. And we have something called Health Print. Some of you are familiar with this. It's a personalized health assessment. It takes 5 minutes. It's 20 questions. And it kind of addresses these different areas. But just to give you kind of a little snapshot, you can take, a screenshot or a picture of this if you'd like. It just shows some of the supplements, some of them that we talked about tonight, that is great for women of all ages, and then people in these different age categories, 20 to 40 here, 40 to mid-50s or menopause here, and then 55 and beyond. There's different things for heart health. Vivix is our anti-aging supplement, and vitamin D3, I've talked about making sure your vitamin D levels are up. If you find that you're low, some of these things I talked about can help, but adding in also our vitamin D3, which I do in the winter months, can really help. It's a very inexpensive way to boost. Our vitamin D, you get 90 tablets for I think about there's $8 for 90 tablets, sorry. I'm getting distracted by my little puppy. Okay, so the last slide I have here, and then I want to show you one more thing tonight, is again, just talking about that health print. So if you're interested in taking the health print, getting your own personalized health assessment, and then maybe some suggestions on products that can kind of fit into that, let us know, and we will certainly get you that link. The last thing I want to show, I think I need to stop the share for a second and then reshare. So let me do that. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about, and tell me just if you can't see that slide. I think you all should be able to see it. This is our Prove It Challenge. Some of you may have already taken the Prove It Challenge, which I commend you for. If you haven't, we have some specials for you that I want to talk about tonight. Again, those 3 supplements that I mentioned, the GLA, the Stress Relief Complex, I'm going to let her out. She had enough of hearing me talk about this, I guess. The GLA, the Stress Relief Complex, and the Menopause Balance Complex, those are all on sale with an extra 15% off through tomorrow, October 31st, 2019. If you're already a member, you get an additional discount on that. Now, we have the Prove It Challenge, which has the products that I've talked about tonight. We have, it's our Vitalizer Strip, and 2 cans of our Life Shake, and you pick the flavors and what, which version you want, the plant-based or the soy-based, and they're all great. But with this, you can get a special price, which I'm going to talk about, but you also get a free 7-day healthy cleanse. And we have a nationwide, corporate-wide cleanse group starting on November 4th. So if you wanted to be in on that, I would order this right soon. And even if you get it a little bit after the cleanse, but some of you might get it before, depending on where you live, you can start with us on the 4th or the 5th or the 6th. We'll get you going before the holidays. So you're all ready to, not add on, as we say, not add on a turkey at Thanksgiving to your body, right? We don't want to add that extra 10 or 15 pounds over the holidays. So with this, you get the 7-day cleanse, and you start with the 7-day cleanse. It's a great kickstart for metabolism and the foundation. And then you get these other products that I talked about tonight, okay? The Prove It Challenge includes the shake and the strip, plus the 7-day free healthy cleanse, free shipping, and if you're not already a member, you get a free membership. And there is no catch to our memberships. You always get 15% off. It's normally $20 one time, but it would be free. That fee would be waived. And you would always get the perks. You don't have to order every month. You can order when you want to, but there's always perks to being a member in Shackley and different specials and such. So this is normally $248, and we have a one-time, if you haven't already done it, special offer of $159. It's proven, it's guaranteed. If you're not feeling better sleep, less stress, healthier weight, all these things within 30 days, you can get your money back. We guarantee that. We stand by it, and people have been having amazing testimonies to this and just feeling, better than they have in many, many years. I've lost 5 pounds on this cleanse the last couple times that I did it. And then I've been using these products because I just love them. I feel so good in my 40s, much better than I was in my 20s when I wasn't using all of this. So it's really guaranteed. I want to say, for those of you who don't know my story, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but my husband, David, is a scientist. He's a research scientist, and he works specifically with dietary supplements and pharmaceuticals from natural products. And it was really David that, I grew up with Shackley, but I kind of fell up by the wayside for me for many years. And my health did suffer for that. But when David started looking into the science behind Shackley and the cleanliness of these products, the integrity, he was blown away. And that's why my family chooses this. And that's why I'm passionate about sharing and helping people. But if you want to get in on our challenge, I really encourage you to do that. And if you haven't already done it, you can get $5 off of this kit, this price, through tomorrow, October 31st. So make sure you get in on that soon. And if you've already done it, then a $150 order through tomorrow will also get you that $5 discount. So just message us and we have to set that up on your account. Or if you're not a member, then we'll help you with that as well. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. I'm going to stop this share and I'm going to stop the recording, and then I'll take some questions if anybody has it.